some of the worst traps that we can fall in are the traps we set for ourselves. And what's more frightening about this is sometimes we don't even know we've set these traps. I'm of course talking about traps of self-imposed limitations, self-doubt, and of course traps of the ego. Because remember, ego is a trap of the mind. What's up, travelers? Prinston coming to you from the Centerverse. And today I want to talk about egos being a trap that you fall into, or more specifically, a trap of the mind. So I want to talk about this in terms of your identity, or holding on to who you were in the past and not really moving towards your future. Secondly, I want to talk about how it affects you in social situations and stops your social growth. And then thirdly, and most importantly, I want to talk about how to not take yourself so damn serious. Let's get right to it. So first, I want to talk about this in terms of identity. Now, of course, a lot of times when you hear ego, you get the bloated sense of ego, like having a big ego, like it's a good thing. You know, Beyonce's song, I have a huge ego. That's definitely not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about when I say ego is identity, or more specifically, wanting to stay the same. Now, a lot of people, when they're trying to get somewhere in life, or they're trying to progress in life, they have this identity they've built up. Because one thing that's true about most people, if they build up an identity or they have a certain set of habits that they engage in, then they're more likely to engage in those habits in the future. And the longer you engage in those habits, you build an identity around it. So say, for example, you need to meet somebody new, or you need to put yourself in a different situation. Your identity is going to tell you, well, you know, that's not who I am. One of the most common examples is people saying they're introverted. So I know I've identified with being introverted before, and even a video like this would really be something I didn't want to do. But if I identified with that, if I let my ego or my identity tell me, oh, you're introverted, then I'd never get up here and do a video. And that's the same thing with a business or business connections or anything. How are you gonna get to the next level if you can't break out of the identity? Now, I want to put a disclaimer here because I'm not specifically talking about identity or changing your morals or values. I don't think that changes ever. But what I do think changes is the habits that you put forth. And that brings me to my next point. Thinking about social situations. Now, I work with a lot of people. And one of the biggest things they talk about is who they are, or who they are in relation to others. So I've been fortunate enough to get around certain mentors and certain high-level people because of my attitude and my willingness to learn and my willingness to work with others. But a lot of times what you'll find that happens is that sometimes people get around others, and no matter how much the person knows, no matter how far ahead the person is, they don't want to listen to them. So this could be a millionaire mentor. This could be even a billionaire mentor. But your ego's telling you what? Well, you know, they're not better than me. And on a small level, of course, from a, I guess, more esoteric level, nobody's more valuable than the next person. But when it comes to listening to somebody who's further ahead in what you're trying to do, it seems like a no-brainer. I mean, it seems like if you're on a spiritual journey and you were talking to a spiritual guru who was further along in their journey than you would listen to. Same thing with money. If somebody has made more money in a field or in any profession that you want to go into, it would make sense to listen to them. But a lot of times we let our ego say, you know what, no matter what, I'm not listening to what they have to say. I got my own shit. I'm doing my own thing. I ain't worried about that. Nobody can tell me what to do. And this is the fallacy that we most fall into, is that thinking that we're bigger than we are. And this is actually a disease of the ego. But I also want to talk about it another way. And what way is that? Not learning from others. Now, a lot of times people have told me stuff or things I need to do for my business. And in the past, of course, I was like, well, you know, I don't really want to listen to anybody. Everybody else who's telling me something, they don't know. They don't know what it is to grind. They don't know what business is. But one thing I learned was that it's not so much about people needing to know what business is or know what the grind is, but there's two ways you can learn from people. Of course, you have people who are gonna give you ideas and contribute to what you're doing, but then you're gonna have another set of people. And these set of people are probably who I've learned from the most, and that's people who do things the wrong way. Now, you'll definitely have no shortage of this, people not knowing what the hell they're talking about, because these are the people you can learn from and how not to do things. So don't ever think that just because you're smart, you're intelligent, you're talented, that you can't learn from others. I remember a friend of mine talking about he was helping somebody with his YouTube channel. He was getting him ideas for his videos, but he didn't want to listen to him, and his YouTube channel started to fall flat. That's just one example, but there's millions of examples we could come up with. Now, lastly, and this is one of my favorite things to talk about, and that's stop taking yourself so damn serious. Now, why do I say this? And what am I talking about specifically? Well, this is the people who they come in and they really have an overbloated sense of themselves. So what I mean by this is, say for example, somebody makes a joke about you, or maybe somebody teases you, and you turn everything to a personal attack on you. This can happen in meetings sometimes. Maybe you tell somebody something that's an actual logical business statement, and they say, I just feel like you're trying to turn it all around on me. I just feel like that everything you're saying to me is directed at me. When people at the higher level, they could care less about this. I mean, this is really an irrelevant topic to them because what? You don't take yourself seriously. One of my favorite books is The 4 Agreements, and it talks about never take things personally because it's more about that person than it is you. So why are you taking yourself so seriously? I mean, I'm out here, I'm recording in a ditch somewhere. I could take this seriously, or I could just have fun with it. Ah! Let's go, Will! Woo! Let's do it! Woo! I got willpower behind the camera. He's always helping me with stuff. And he's always, critiquing what I do and all this type of stuff. Maybe making funny faces and stuff behind the camera. Now I can get mad and say, Will, don't do that behind the camera. Stop doing that. Or I could say, hey, look, don't take it too seriously. I'm just trying to talk about a concept and I'm trying to get it out to you. But not taking yourself seriously allows you to reach a lot further in life, because when you talk to these high-level mentors, when you talk to these high-level people, they're going to tease you. They're going to say things to you and they're going to try to get you rattled. And if you take it too seriously, you're going to end up failing in whatever you try to do. So I just wanted to talk about these couple things. I just wanted to talk about how holding on to an identity of who you used to be is definitely not necessary. I mean, just go ahead and start being the person you want to be. Secondly, social situations. Be able to learn from mentors. There's nothing wrong with learning from mentors. I mean, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. Like, you don't have to be, I'm going to come up with every strategy, every position. I'm going to do it all myself. It's just nonsense. Don't do that to yourself. And third, please stop taking yourself so damn serious and start thinking about how you can really make things happen the way you want them to happen. So as usual, if you want to hear me talk about anything on this video blog, send me a comment below. I definitely read all the comments and I'll get back to you. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. You want to come in here? You want to come in? Come. And this is what I'm saying, not taking it too seriously. I could be, and also play. Come play.